And if for some reason, the mindset is also a big part, which I've talked about a lot on this show, because it's not only about following the step, it's having the right mindset too, right? You got to follow the steps. It's sort of like anything in life. If you don't have a good attitude towards it, it doesn't matter that it may be that you're not going to really be as successful, or at least you may be successful and just be miserable, right? So the mindset has to match the work, right? So once you have the mindset and the program, this right here, the JHS Legacy Blueprint, there's a lot of information on mindset and getting in and not being afraid to take a risk. Life is a risk. I talked about that yesterday, extensively. So, we have to be able to be okay with that. And so let me go down the list here. So the first thing that I do, I create 3 pieces of content, and that takes me about 30 to 45 minutes. Now, the goal here is to have a 2-hour workday. That's the goal, 2-hour workday. Now, full transparency, in the beginning, I did a lot more than that because I was putting it together. It took me about 5 days to put everything together and follow all the steps to build the business that now I have it, to put it out into the world that can actually generate me revenue. And it's fully automated, and it runs when I'm sleeping, right? It took me 5 days, but I was up to 2 o'clock in the morning a couple of days. I was in Florida with my family. And just so you know that when you start, the 2 hours may be a little bit more because you're building it out, so you got to find time after work or maybe the weekends. But once it's set and it's built, then you implement these 4 steps and you get it down to the 2 hours. Right now, I'm not down to 2 hours. I'm down to about maybe 3.5 hours. Sometimes I go 4 because I have other things to do, and the content that I'm creating may be a little bit more complex, or at least more involved, that I have to kind of like do a lot of moving pieces to put it together. But generally, I'm at 3 hours, 3.5 hours, 4 hours. I don't do a 10-hour workday, or I've never done an 8-hour workday. But that's kind of like where we are right now.